Kansas, gateway to Oz. Under the rainbow, this is where it was. Hollyhocks and red ripe tomatoes, hand-churned homemade ice cream. Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. It's the best part of Dorothy's dream.
Today on Around Kansas, join us for a story about the historic Grainfield Opera House. Then join us for a story that looks into the life and habitat of badgers. And we'll have a poem from Ron Wilson, and we'll end with a video performance by musician Eric Bikales. Stay with us. Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. Well, hello again. I'm Frank, and we're here at the WREN Internet Radio Studios. Yes, Ren Radio is back. It started in Lawrence, Kansas in 1926. Unfortunately, went off the air in 1988, but we brought it back in 2012 and put it on the internet. And it's really been a fun thing because we have like 157,000 people that tune in over the course of the month, and they're all over the world. It's a fun thing. We play music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. rendigitalmedia.com, tune in and listen to some great music. Okay. There, the commercial I get to do is over. I'm Frank, and I'm here in Topeka, Kansas. My co-host, Deb Goodrich, is out in western Kansas, and this is Around Kansas. A story about what one would call agritourism, and that is people, places, and things that make Kansas a great place to live, work, play, and, of course, come visit. And we're knocking on the door, of course, of fall. Doesn't officially start till September. But of course, with school back in session, everybody says, well, here we are, fall. And of course, you go to the stores and you're going to see Halloween and Thanksgiving decorations already out. Oh my. They should start putting them out, I guess, after the 4th of July or something. But, you know, it is a fun time if you really like to decorate. But here in Kansas, too, there are a lot of natural decorations. I mean, I'm talking pumpkins and squash and corn shucks and the whole thing. And you can really have some fun with that. So look around for that in the state of Kansas, too. Well, we have, of course, Labor Day weekend coming up. So be very careful if you're traveling, and especially if you're going to be out on one of the many, many lakes here in the state of Kansas. School is back in session. That means the school zones are in effect. So slow down, because let me tell you, I believe it's a little over $200 is the fine and court cost if you get caught speeding in one of those zones. So slow down. Come on. It's just a very short way to go before you can speed back up and get where you're going to go. So there's the sermon for the day. Anyway, Labor Day weekend coming up, and there are, many, many lakes, and that also kind of officially starts the fall season. And here in Kansas, wow, there are all kinds of fall festivals all over the state. You can go to a website, of course, Kansas Tourism, and see where they all are and get the dates and all that. And I've already talked about it a few times, but one of the big ones is over in Bonner Springs, and that's the Renaissance Festival. And that is a lot of fun. If you've never been, go. And I'll tell you a little secret that if you're listening to Ren Radio, we're going to be giving away free tickets to the Renaissance Festival this year. Okay, Deb has some interesting stories this week. She has one about badgers. Yeah, it's her wildlife section. So anyway, badgers, and I'm sure there's one about reenactment. I'm not really sure what the stories are this week, so I get to watch them with you. And in fact, after you see these, We'll take a look. Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agaminkansas.com.
Highways 40, 83, and I-70 come together right here in Oakley. Roads that lead to businesses, to magnificent rock formations, to scenic vistas, to places where legends were made. Roads that lead us home. Discover Oakley, the gateway to western Kansas.
Hi, I'm Kim Mandarin with Hardy Insurance. I'm here to help you with all of your farm and ranch needs. When it comes to protecting your operation and your family, you need a name you can trust at a price you can afford. Call me today or visit hardyaviationins.com.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
So we've been telling you for quite a while now about the grand reunion of Forsyth Scouts. So a couple of weeks ago we had an event at the Grainfield Opera House in Grainfield, Kansas. And I spoke, and my friend Marla Matkin spoke, and our reenactors were present. And we chose the Grainfield Opera House because, one, it is a phenomenal venue, and I have wanted to speak there ever since I first set foot in it. And two, it's kind of the middle of all the sites that are involved in the grand reunion of Forsyth Scouts. Fort Harker at Canopolis in Ellsworth County, Fort Hays, Fort Wallace, and then, of course, our friends in Ray, Colorado at the Beecher Island site. So we wanted a place that was kind of central to that for everybody to come in, and I can't wait to do another program there. It is phenomenal. Herb Queen and Diana Kaiser were simply lovely to work with, everything we needed. So I want to once again tell you about this phenomenal building in the middle of Grainfield. So it's a small town with this huge story of how they came together to save this beautiful building.
The folks in Grainfield are rightfully proud of the Opera House that looms over the other buildings on Main Street. An iconic landmark in the town since it was built in 1887, it was listed on the National Register of Historic Places almost 100 years later. The Thomas Lane Curry paintings of the Butterfield Overland Dispatch stage stops are displayed on the main floor. When we contacted the Opera House about having an event, they got right back to us and could not have been more helpful. Diana Kaiser figured out exactly what we needed and even helped with the publicity. Herb Queen is a wizard with the sound and all those details that go into making any event successful. They, along with the other board members, are eager to see the restored Opera House used for exactly the purpose it was created, bringing together the community. Whether for entertainment, education, or enrichment, the Opera House is the place where the community can come together. It was built by the Grainfield Town Company, a partnership that had taken ownership of the town area from the railroad. It is notable for its Mesker Brothers cast iron storefront. The building served as a civic auditorium and community center for Grainfield. It also held several stores, including a harness store, a grocery store, and an auto repair shop. On December 22, 1995, Joan Dingworth donated the Opera House to the Grainfield Lions Club. The club and many volunteers have been renovating the Opera House since 1995, and now it showcases annual craft fairs, the Christmas lighting and raffle, high school prom, family reunions, and much more. Through grants and donations, the Opera House now boasts an elevator, and the entire basement has been finished, providing valuable storage. Right now, the volunteers are planning the addition of a kitchen. With the stage and meeting rooms upstairs and 2 large rooms on the main floor, the Opera House can accommodate anything from a wedding concert to a movie. Lifetime memberships are available, and volunteer work and donations are always welcome. If you'd like to help preserve the heritage of the old frontier, let them know. And if you're considering a venue for an event, you cannot find a more beautiful or convenient location.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Fort Wallace was the fightingest fort in the West. Fossils, Indians, soldiers, scouts, wagons, trails, pioneers, stories. Discover the story of Fort Wallace and the people who served here, the people who fought here, the people who settled here. Wallace County, where the past is present.
Hi, I'm Kim Mandarin with Hardy Insurance. I'm here to help you with all of your farm and ranch needs. When it comes to protecting your operation and your family, you need a name you can trust at a price you can afford. Call me today or visit hardyaviationins.com.
150 years ago, 50 men rode from Kansas into the Colorado Territory where hundreds of Cheyennes waited. They met on a fork of the Arickaree River and made history. Join us as we retrace their steps at sites in both states, Forts Harker, Hayes, and Wallace, the Beecher Island Battleground and Ray, Colorado Museum, with added events in Lincoln. Join us for the grand reunion of the Forsyth Scouts.
This segment brought to you by the Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center in Oakley.
Ah, the kindly badger from the wind in the willows. But what of the real badger? Are they as warm and fuzzy as Mr. Badger? Well, if they were, would schools choose them for a mascot? The badger is the largest terrestrial member of the weasel family in Kansas, often weighing 15 to 20 pounds. It has a broad and flattened body and short, powerful legs, and it's not often one is found wearing slippers. Its large forefeet are webbed and equipped with long, curved claws. Distinct black and white markings define the badger's face, and it has a grizzled gray body with black legs and feet. The badger's size, strength, and aggressive retaliatory behavior make it a formidable opponent for most potential predators and have earned it the reputation as one of our fiercest mammals. The badger is physically well equipped for a lifestyle that revolves around digging. Badger dens or burrows are conspicuous, consisting of a large mound of dirt piled around a 10 to 12 inch diameter hole. It digs in search of prey, but also digs to build dens in which to bear young. 3 or 4 young are usually born in April or May. Solitary except during July and August when mating occurs. Even badgers with overlapping home ranges tend to avoid each other through scent marking and aggression. Badgers may range over several square miles, but significantly limit their movements during winter months. Though not true hibernators, they will remain denned for several weeks or more during periods of extreme cold, when excavating prey from frozen ground would burn more calories than could be gained. The badger's diet consists mainly of underground dwelling rodents or other small mammals that can be dug out of their nest or burrow systems. The badger uses its keen sense of smell to locate prey, then digs a series of holes until the prey is restricted enough to be captured. Badgers prey upon prairie dogs or ground squirrels, pocket gophers, mice and voles. Rabbits, birds, eggs, insects, reptiles, and amphibians are also taken opportunistically. The badger's foraging activity proves valuable for many species of wildlife that lay claim to unoccupied badger dens, and the rodent control provided by badgers is often beneficial to man. However, the large holes left behind provide a minor threat to livestock and farm equipment, and badgers can be very destructive in alfalfa fields where dense rodent populations often exist. As a result, they are viewed unfavorably by many farmers and ranchers. The badger has been of minor importance to the Kansas fur trade in recent times, though pelt prices have more than doubled over the past 2 seasons. Annual harvests of 800 to 1,000 have been typical. Although badgers can be hunted, this is not usually an effective means of harvest or management. Nearly all harvested badgers are trapped, either at den entrances or incidental to coyote trapping. Ah, Mr. Badger in a coyote trap. That's a tragic chapter missing from The Wind in the Willows. Welcome to Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center, right here in Oakley, Kansas on I-70 at exit 76. I-70, after all, is America's Main Street, and we're right here on Main Street for you. Now that I'm an Oakley resident, I still come in almost every day, and I sit and listen to the conversations of the people around me. You know, the guys who are talking about the big elk they just bagged, or the folks who are taking their kid to college for the first time. People just traveling up and down the highway. Real people, just like you and me. And they find just what I find here, real people to serve them. There's history, there's scenery. We hope you'll stop and see us soon. Welcome to Oakley. The reaction we get most often from visitors to the Fort Wallace Museum is wow. With the addition of the Ray Pump Organ Collection, the wows just got louder. Visit any time, but mark your calendars for the weekend of September 8th, when we join in the grand reunion of Forsyth Scouts with an encampment, entertainment, and special tributes. Better yet, join the Guardians of Fort Wallace to be a part of the fun all year long.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Kansas was a key crossroads of several historic trails. There was the Chisholm Trail, the Great Western Trail, the Oregon-California Trail, and the Santa Fe Trail. The cattle trails were the ones that came from the south. The Oregon-California Trail was a migration trail of people going west, but it was the Santa Fe Trail that was a trail of commerce. Along the Santa Fe Trail. One of the great stories of the American tale is the history of the pioneers along the Santa Fe Trail. We picture those times from bygone day when traders went traveling down to Santa Fe. They left from Missouri, and southwest they would go to search for riches in old Mexico. They braved the hardships of hazards and weather, and they connected this part of the world together. After the years of the Mexican-American War came stagecoaches and fur trappers, gold seekers, and more. There were bright senoritas, bandits, Indian attacks, padres, mule skinners, and freighters with packs. This was the great highway to the American Southwest, traveled by pioneers on opportunity's quest. Here's what makes this story especially great. The trail has more miles in Kansas than any other state. So looking back, we marvel at how they survived, as in our mind's eye, the old trail comes alive. We give thanks that those pioneers made their journey without fail as they tamed the frontier along the Santa Fe Trail.
Surecrop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Surecrop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we're glad to answer it and work with you.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Once again, folks, it's show and tell time on Around Kansas. First up, we have this lovely t-shirt that says, "Follow your heart." Then we have this beautiful mug that says, "Follow your heart." But the best part, we have this CD from our friend Eric Bikales, "Follow Your Heart." This is a CD of original compositions and his masterful piano playing. And those of you who have been fans for a long time of either Around Kansas or Eric himself know that Eric was inducted into the Kansas Music Hall of Fame in 2014, along with his bandmates from the band Sanctuary. Kansas City native, we're so proud of Eric wherever he goes. And you know what? I decided rather than talk about how great Eric is, I'm just going to show you. So please enjoy the music of Eric Bikales and this live performance, Follow Your Heart.
Well, we got to go now. I'm Frank and she's Deb out there, and we'll see you somewhere around Kansas.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. We're the best part of Dorothy's dream. We're the best part